everyone, we welcome you to Erida TV once again. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel for more content. We want to continue with our training. So in our previous lesson, we were able to tackle the key. We look at the key and we study a lot about the key. Today we want to look at module and then micro. Then from there we'll look at data types in MS Access. So let's go there. Now, what is a module? So a module is a collection of user-defined function, subroutine, and global variable written in VBA code. So if you're talking about module, a user can create a module. Can write a line of code to perform a particular task, and this task that the user wants to perform, it is written in VBA. The VBA is the Visual Basic Application for Office application. That is Microsoft Word, Access, PowerPoint, and the rest. Okay. So when user write a code in VBA, it's called a module. User of Visual Basic Application can write procedure, also known as function, in the form of what? Module. Okay, we'll be looking at that. We'll be writing a lot of. We can design a login system. Okay, where you have a login as a button, as a command button, and then close as a command button. We can either write it in VBA. So that is a module. You can create a module for login and a module for close. Okay. Now, you can also define what a module is: a collection of declarations, statement and procedure that are stored together as a unit. So your declarations, your statements, the procedures that you put together is called what? A module. Your declaration. Maybe you use some variables to define it, and your comments, the procedure that you use to achieve that is called what? A module. Now let's look at what is called a micro. What is a micro? Micro are small pieces of code that are written or that are made up of commands and processes. So micro is also what? Piece of code. And this piece of code, they are already inbuilt. Okay, they are already inbuilt. Okay, they are already inbuilt. So as I was saying, so you can write micro. You can also, when you design a user form, okay, a user login form, you can either use a module, you can write a module, or you use a micro. A micro, they are inbuilt. So you have inbuilt micro for recording, or what you say look at to save. You have inbuilt micro to do a whole lot of things, to delete, to search, and to do a whole lot of things. Okay, so let's continue. So we understand what a model and then a micro is. So we are going to look at the data types in Microsoft Access. The data types in Microsoft Access. So let's open our Microsoft Access and we'll just look at just open a blank, or you come here new, and then you click on blank. You give it a name, just give it any name, and select the location. I'm just going to create something. Okay, and this my access is 2007-2016. Okay, now
please subscribe to this channel, like, comment. You can even share so that others can also benefit from this course.
Now, so the ID that we use over here, which is our primary key, these are the data types in what? In Microsoft Access. So let's take it one after the other and we know the function of it, so that when we start using it, we should be able to know the function. Now we have first one, we have the short test. So I'll click on contains only what? Alphanumeric what? Data. Alphanumeric data. It could be names, title, etc. And it can hold 255 characters. That's for short test. Okay. And the opposite of short is long. We have a long test over here. So the long test is also store large amount of what? Alphanumeric data, sentences, and paragraph. So if you want to store a sentence, a paragraph, you can use what? Long test. If what your input field will be a long test, it means you are going to store a lot of what? Alphanumeric data. You do that. Okay. Now let's go to number. Number as a data type is used to store numeric data. It is used to store numeric data. Okay. Numeric data. The number and this one, they perform the same function. Numeric data. Okay. This one number. It also used to store large number. Now let's look at currency as a data type. It used to store monetary data, and this monetary data is stored in 4-digit places of precision. So if you want to store monetary data, you use the currency. So you see, the view, you have to be in design view. Okay, you have to be in design view. So that's for the data types, and the field name and the data type. These are our primary key. So we look at short text, we look at long text, we look at number, we look at what? Large number. Let's look at date. Date. The date is also used to store what? Date and time. The date and time. To store date and what? Time. This one is also used to store date and time, but in the extended form. In what? Extended form. That will be a full date and time. We have talked about currency. Let's look at auto number. Auto number is a unique value generated by Microsoft Access for each new record. It's a unique value generated by Microsoft Access for each new record. So if you want Microsoft Access to generate a number for you without you typing it, you just click on what? Auto number. We also have yes or no. That's a boolean. A boolean is a true or false data. Access store the numeric value 0. Okay. The OLE object. The O stands for object, L stands for linking, and E stands for embedding. So object linking and embedding. See, the OLE object is a way to share data between applications and give access to the data produced by the application on Windows rather than using them independently. So we can embed graphs, equation, pictures, and even sound data in the document. So that's why you use the OLE what? The OLE object. The OLE object. So now the hyperlink is a link address. A link address to what? A document or file on the internet. So if you have want to put a link in your database, your link it will be on the internet, on an intranet, or on a local network, or your local computer. You use the hyperlink. Now let's look at attachment. Attachment you can use attachment to attach files such as pictures, documents, spreadsheet, or chart. Attachment field can contain unlimited number of attachments per record up to the storage limits of the size of the database file. Okay. Now you also have calculated. Let's say you want to perform some calculations, then you use the calculated field. Okay, we'll be looking at that into detail. If you want to perform some calculation. Then you also have what is called the lookup wizard. The lookup wizard. The lookup wizard entry in the data column in design view is not equally a data type. But when you choose this entry, what happens? A wizard starts to help you define either a simple or complex lookup field. A simple lookup field uses the content of another table or values to validate the content of a single value per view. Okay, so for lookup, let's say you want to create an auction. Like, let's clean this one and write there gender. And we want the user to select, so we can go to lookup field and then a lookup view. So I want the lookup field to get the value from another table. If you have a table, you can specify that table, but I want to type it myself. So I will type in the value that I want. So I'll click on next. Then I'll type in the number of column. I only want one column. So the gender, I'll write male. And then what? Female. Then I'll click on. I only want to limit to this list. I don't want to allow multiple value, no. Then I click on finish. So when I go to what? Design view, I have to save it first. So here, you see, I have this drop down what? Field. See. That's the function of the lookup. What? Let's go back to design view. So that's the function of the lookup field. So another short thing, there are a lot of things. It comes with each property. Okay, it comes with each property. We'll also be looking at that to you. Under the lookup, the shortest, you have the field size. That is what I was talking about. You can limit users to enter the field size. You can limit it. The format, the input mask, the caption. If you want this thing to display when the form is when it is being displayed in the data sheet view, you can add a caption. Okay. Let's say for instance, I want to say student underscore admission, student ID, and I want to choose what? Number. And I don't want I don't want to display student ID. I'll write a caption. Student what? Student ID. Here I can space it out. So when I go to, first of all, you have to save your work. When I go to the data views, you see that it has come. There's no underscore. That's it. So each data types, we have looked at all the data types. It will come with, you can have a validation rule. You can make it required or not required to force users to enter data. You can make it required. Like when you are filling some form online, there are certain field you have to fill it. If you like it or not, you have to fill it. They are required. So they normally put what? Red asterisk on them. Meaning you have to fill them. The same thing, you can design a database and ask users to. You can make some optional. You can make some what? Compulsory. Now, all the data types, you also have the lookup. The control box in the general, and it comes with property sheets. Okay. So this brings us to the end of our lesson on model micro data types in Microsoft Access. So in our next video, we'll be looking at how to design a school management system with a login system, a very simple school management system, applying all that we have learned over here. I'm going to apply whatever we have learned. I'm going to apply all. I'm going to apply all that we learned. And then after that, we'll design a complex school-based assessment system to generate our terminal reports. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video. Okay, very important. Support us. See you in class soon. Thank you.
Please subscribe to this channel, like, comment. You can even share so that others can also benefit from this course.